Hi everyone. So yesterday I spent some time doing some training for my John Maxwell, Take the High Road, and it was interesting listening to him and listening to the points that he brought across about how to unite people in a divided world. I think that the best organizations have the capacity to do that, and it's interesting to see how things have turned out for a lot of people in Canada. And when I work in the call center, we always say you can count on your hand the number of whites that are working in a call center. Out of 100 people, you might get one person. Because most of us who are working in the call center, we are highly qualified and we are good at what we do. We're good with people, we're good with numbers, we're good with adapting, with problem solving, but it's not a pleasant job. I can tell you that now. We have some really disgusting callers. We have people that call the call center because they think that it's a prostitution ring. And they're like, oh baby, stay on the line with me. And they can keep you on there for like an hour. When we had to place the orders, that's what used to happen. And used to tell them, I really need to wrap up the call. And they're like, no, you don't. You stay on the line with me, I'm paying you. And then after you do all that, they'll tell you, I'm not ordering anything. I'll call you back again and I hope I get you next time. That's how they are. We get call center, in the call center, we get people who are calling us who are masturbating while they're on the phone with you. And they're saying, I'm almost done, I'm almost done. That's it, baby. Keep talking, keep talking. I mean, it's disgusting. You get the military doing that. You get the police doing that. Sometimes the police call you while they're on their cars and you can hear them in the cars, 10-4. You hear them. And sometimes they go, that's her. Like they know us. They don't even know us, but they're like, that's her. I mean, it's really... It's not a pleasant job some of the time, but we do it with a good heart and we carry on. And they say, oh, she's changed, she's changed. I'd like the people who are saying I've changed to tell me how I've changed, because it would be interesting to hear. They just, as they're putting the phone down, they'll say, oh, she's changed. It's making it very, very stupid, the way they carry on. And they say, oh, if you're nice to people, you shouldn't expect people to be nice to you. Just because you're a good person, you shouldn't expect other people to be good. Why not? How have our standards in this world fallen so low that if we are nice to people and if we are good to people, we shouldn't expect them to be nice to us in turn? Since when? They implemented this drug experimentation program here in Canada, in Vancouver, and it's failed. Now after how many years, 2 or 3 years, they're like, oh no, it didn't work. We thought it was going to work good. Because there were people like me who stood up to it, who said it's stupid. You're going to make people drug addicts and then they're going to need more mental health care, more facilities, they're not going to have jobs, they're not going to have anything good in their lives. And they're like, oh no, but you're killing them by not giving them the drugs, you're making it worse for them. There are places in Vancouver where people are frightened to even walk now. Even here in Toronto, they took it too far. There was one time I was coming home on the bus and there was this disabled woman in her wheelchair and this man, they were having sex on the street in front of everybody. I mean, what kind of society are we living in? So when John Maxwell says, I think there's bad times ahead for the US because we are no longer the United States, we are the divided states. I don't know what's happening in America, but I sure know what's happening in Canada, and it's not good. It's not good. It will be interesting to see what his insights are and what he reflects on and what he teaches on about what's coming out of America. Because I watch documentaries. I like to watch documentaries because I'm involved in this cause to help alleviate poverty through the church. And no matter how hard I try to come up out of poverty, I can't. And all these things that are happening now, California used to be the place that people dreamed of going to build their dream lives. California is becoming a poverty state. All the documentaries are out. Now they want to send people back to Rwanda. The people who are in Rwanda are saying it's good. They must come. There's lots of work available. We need people. Those people ran away from Rwanda because they didn't want to be there, or other parts of Africa, Egypt or wherever. Now they're sending them back there. It's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out, because I really don't know. People are running back to South Africa and Zimbabwe. All those people that are there, they're getting their kids into schools in America, here in Canada, even from Zimbabwe, from where I'm from. I follow on Facebook. I can see how many of them they're sending their children to schools in England, in America, all different parts of the world. I mean, it's different if you're going back with money, but even then, how long does that money last? And how long is it going to last if there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no proper hygiene facilities available? How long is it going to last? And whatever's happening in Africa, it's coming here also now. It's becoming bad here in Canada. So I don't know. When I started working in the call center, we never used to get calls like that. It's only now, in this last year and a half, you get all this filth happening on the calls, where they're swearing at you, yelling at you, abusing you, and you're expected to calm them down and pacify them and put yourself in their shoes. I'm sorry, but some of us don't respond the way those people respond when packages don't come and when things don't come on time, or they were charged the incorrect price. We don't go ballistic and swear people and call women on the phone niggers and abuse them and say fuck you and call us bitches. And really, I mean, the abuse, it's too much. It's too much. And I was not raised that way. And then, oh, you think you're better than everybody. Well, I'm sorry, you're not as good enough as me to come up to my standard. Because obviously your standards are so low that you can't even have a decent conversation with somebody without making them feel indebted to you because you bought something from them, or because you helped them. Because you're full of pride and you're full of what you've accomplished, so you like to make other people feel small. That's how the Americans are, most of them. I really don't know. I don't know what Canada expects for people like me to get into good administrative jobs, or to get into executive assistant jobs, or jobs that are decent, where we're not going to go through abuse and be treated like prostitutes and have the police target us. How much do the banks get away with? But we get targeted in the call center. I mean, it's ridiculous. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind to see. We grew up in Africa to value people around us. It was never about the business. It was about who was in the business, even in the family. I fought for my grandmother to stay with us. But in the end, she couldn't take it anymore because she was getting it from all sides. So she's like, I'll go to America. I'm tired also of fighting. It's too much. And then when you get targeted because other people are getting hurt, I didn't do anything. To my sister's friends, to my mother, to my mother's friends, I didn't do anything to them. And look how harsh the police were with me. If they don't put systems in place to have that guy, that driver that ran over that police, go through the same things I went through, the women in this country are not going to let it go. Because I'm not the only one that watches news from Africa, that watches news from other places. There are a lot of other women like me and their parents who follow the news of what's going on in India, in Africa, in Canada. If a woman had done that, I wonder what the outcome would have been. And a Christian. If a Christian had done that, I wonder what the outcome would have been. With this driver that ran over that policeman. I mean, if somebody is standing with their hands up and saying stop, do you not stop? Even if you are frightened, do you not stop? Do you not try to avoid that person? He's absolutely exonerated. He did nothing wrong. He killed someone. But by Canada's standard, he's fine. Didn't do anything wrong. And yet look how I got treated. I got treated like a criminal for reporting things that I was told to report by my employers, by Pearson Airport. I was told to report those things. I mean, really and truly, this country's standards are mind-boggling to me. All those politicians that stood up for that policeman, where are they today? Oh, at the time we thought it was right. Just like at the time they thought it was good to put Aung San Suu Kyi in prison. I can't even say her name. I'm so upset. It was their own military and police that killed those Muslims. They were killing each other. It's too much. It's too much. Malcolm Mendocino comes to my church sometimes. Sometimes he's there, sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't. They all come to my church. A lot of those people that I worked with, even at TD, RBC, they come to my church. I go to the same church as them. They have no conscience. They don't even feel a thing for me, for what I've gone through. I can't even cry anymore. I can't even cry. I just say, you know what, Lord, whatever you want now, because my life was wasted. It was wasted in this country. All my skills, all my sacrifices, all my hard work, it was all wasted. Can they not see how sad it is? People come into this country, they commit murders, they commit rapes, they steal, and they still get into good companies and good jobs. Oh, because they're victims, you can't punish a person for the rest of their lives for doing something wrong. Yeah, but what about the good people? What about the people like me who work hard and study and do right by this country? What about us? When do we get the breaks? When do we get the good paying jobs over 50,000 a year? When do we get the positions where we're not sworn at and shouted at and abused? When do we get the positions where we're treated like gold instead of the criminals and the drug addicts and the other people who have been let out? When is it our turn? Oh, look what they've overcome. They were drug addicts and now they're fine. Who told them to take that drug and put it in them? Did I tell them? Did I say, go ahead and try it? And lift their hand and say, take the drug. Did I do it? We all deal with our pain differently, and I understand that. But I don't deserve what's happening to me in this country. I don't deserve it. And if my sister wasn't here, that application I put through from Britain, they counted that towards my points. It wasn't much. It was 1 or 2 points, but they counted it. I came here because I wanted to be closer to family, but apparently family think I don't appreciate anything that was done for me. And what about what I've done for them? Do they appreciate it? No. Even when I didn't have money, I asked my aunt, send me some money so I can come spend Christmas with you guys, so I can come for a holiday, so I can come see you. Do they appreciate that? No. Because they were happy with their lives. They've got a lot of family around them. So what does it matter to them whether I'm there or not? They don't care. I just got tired of everything. I'm like, you know what, just do whatever you people want. Because, you know, this Christian story gets played out in all of our lives. It's very, very hard not to become bitter and not to become callous. There's only so much the human mind can take. There's only so much the human heart can take. And people can say, oh, that prayer doesn't do anything. How do you know? How do you know whether that prayer keeps me gentle and keeps me tender and keeps me kind? How do you know? It's easy to judge me. But judge what's going on in the society. Now watch, they'll go on a big rampage to say, oh no, we mustn't have these drug sites, we mustn't have this, we mustn't. They're starting now. Now they'll go the other way. What works in Portugal and Europe didn't work here. They can't control the crime anymore in Vancouver. They can't control what's happening in California. People are becoming paupers. Great reset. I hope they're happy, because I'm not.